it's morning. Good afternoon, everybody. I think it's day 4 of self-isolation. I'm going to show you just our situation at the moment, which everybody's is different. It's quite an adventure really, isn't it? So this is where my mum and dad live there. They are in the back room. In the daytime I come in the front room, but we don't cross each other's paths because I've just come out of hospital and I've got no immune system as yet. And then over here is where me and Mandy live. Now Mandy of course is around 200 odd kids at the moment all the time. Joe's come back from university and he's been in contact with somebody with coronavirus, and we've just had another student from Chester come and stay with us for 4 days because they couldn't get back to the Isle of Man. So that's the situation. So I can't go in here because Joe's come back been in contact with somebody with this virus. Mandy's in one bit, Joe was in the other bit, this other girl was in the other bit, we've got the dog as well. But this is my home, this is what I want to show you. And notice, by the way, what it's called. Not a bad name, eh? Not a bad name. So, welcome to my self-isolation in the camper van. Don't think I bought the keys. Oh, I have, yeah. Come on in. This is what a man pad. This is what a man pad looks like without Mandy. There you go. That's my little living room area. Let me put some lights on. It's a bit dark in here. And this, how tidy! Look at this. Dishes washed. Bit of coffee there for later. Well, for early in the morning. And this is my sleeping quarters there. There you go, there's my thing. Sleeping bag, that's where I sit. I've got a little fan heater there which is plugged into the house. And I've got a little DVD thing up there to be honest, it's useless because it's got no aerial on it, but you can watch a DVD on it. So as things stand at the moment, I think I'm going to be in here for quite some time, and this is just the way everybody's coping. Everybody's having to cope differently. Everybody has their own challenges, and we can either look at it and think, oh dear, you know, months and months of this, or think actually this could be quite an adventure, and I'm going to treat it as an adventure. Time for a cup of coffee. Now then, where's Mandy when you need her? In this world of hunter-gatherer, I hunt. Is that right? I hunt, Mandy gathers. I don't know. But anyway, what I am trying to say is that Mandy normally does this, and I've got a funny feeling I'm doing it wrong somehow. I feel like I'm doing it wrong. Anyway, water underneath, coffee, burbles up into there. Mandy didn't know these were in the van. But what goes on in the van stays in the van. Now, bearing in mind, I'm a milkman's son, and trust me, drinking this unsweetened almond breeze has absolutely no resemblance whatsoever to milk. In fact, it's not even the same colour as milk. Why drink that? Well, apparently it's better for you when you've had an operation on a growth in your bowel. You've got to keep away from certain things. And here's the problem. When you've got, or when you're up against maybe 2 separate fights, because Mandy's put me on an anti-cancer diet now for like quite a long time actually. There's no sugar involved in it, and there's no fat involved in it. The thing is, to get your immune system up to fight against something, you definitely need to have energy. So I'm going to commit the cardinal sin, and I'm going to have some biscuits with this, and I really have, and I promise you I have been staying away from anything sweet, but I am actually going to dip sugared biscuits into my coffee. That's how radical I feel in this van. Well, good morning. I'd love to say that I'm always the one that does the coffee, but we've allocated one another jobs to do, and normally Mandy does the coffee, and that looks a bit like more like soup than coffee. So I know there's a couple of bits missing on. That looks a bit weird, but there you go. Anyway, this is what I've been drinking now for goodness knows how long, and that is coffee without any sugar in whatsoever. And to be honest, it still tastes great. I've gotten used to it. Now for the treat. The other day in church, I can't remember when it wasn't that long ago, but we were eating in the back room. I had some of Kevin's cake for the first time in a long time. I can't tell you how good that tasted. It was like a moment of holiness. I'd like to have gone in the other room, shut the tiny little room that no one uses. I'd like to have gone in there, shut the door, and just savoured the moment of that sweetness on your tongue. Oh my goodness. So biscuits, not supposed to have anything sweet when you're trying to combat things that I'm trying to combat. There you go, it's already fallen in. Malted milks. Let's be honest folks, even in times of utter prosperity, there isn't a finer biscuit than a malted milk. I've been deprived of these for ages, and now I just think, stuff it, I'm having them. So nice. Sugar. Kevin, Snowdonia National Park. This is a towel, by the way. It's a towel with a map of Snowdon on. I think it's 1 to the 25,000 scale. Look at this, mate. One day, when all this is over, we're going to do the Snowdon Horseshoe. I haven't done the Snowdon Horseshoe for years. We'll do the Snowdon Horseshoe. We'll take Jessie along, and anybody in the church that fancies doing the Snowdon Horseshoe will miss out Cribgoch, the nasty part. But come on folks, let's start to focus on what's coming. It's not just bad that's up ahead. There's far more good than there is bad. And what's it saying? Psalm 84, it says something like, even when you go through the valley of Bacar, I think, which means bitterness, it says, what does it say? He makes it into a place of streams or something like that. And that's it. That's it. When life gives you lemons, make disgusting coffee. Let's have another biscuit. Well, they say one of the things you should never do on YouTube is eat on the camera.